Hey guys, my name is Kern and welcome back to Octane Street Road here on YouTube. That, although you thought it, never ends. And I know it's been a little bit of a minute. As a matter of fact, how long? A year? It don't matter how long it's been because we back, baby. We back. And I'm planning to be bigger and better than ever. And I don't want to be too rambly in this video, but we are going to be going over some of the things that happened to the vehicle. It's not in the best condition, hence the title of this vehicle. And we're going to talk about that. But although it's been a long time since we last spoke, I do want to give a huge shout out to some of you guys that actually reached out to make sure everything was okay. For those of you, promoting and wanting more videos from me, we are back, and that's the main takeaway I want you guys to have from this video. I do want to, have a more consistent upload pattern. Speaking of which, the way that this video is going to go is we're going to talk a little bit more about the vehicle, what's wrong with it, some mistakes I've made. And then later on, we're going to talk about the future of the channel and uploads that I have planned, scheduled, and things that you can expect on the Octane Street channel. I mean it every time I say it, guys. This is the road here on YouTube that never ends. And I'm letting you guys know right now that some of the mistakes that I made on the car, they are very embarrassing, but like I like to keep it here on the channel, I keep it 100 with you guys. I want to be genuine, I want to be transparent, so laugh if you will. They are some embarrassing mistakes. Laugh if you want to. Just hopefully y'all don't eat me up in the comment section right below that like button. But without further ado, guys, the first thing that we're going to talk about is actually some of the mechanical issues with the vehicle. So let's hop over to the front tires and let's talk more about it there. All right, guys, we're at the front right wheel, and before you guys take a great look at it, let me explain. So as you guys can see, I have negative tread on my front tires. Both of them are like this. And if you guys see, the tread actually appears more inside the inner side of the tires. And I think this is due to me having lowered the front a little bit too much. I don't have adjustable camber plates, so I just lowered the vehicle too much in the front by a little bit. And as you guys know, when you do something like that, especially if you don't get an alignment right after, it wears the hell out of your tires. And if you look at the vehicle, I'll show you guys a still image of what I'm talking about. But if you look at the vehicle while both wheels are straight and the car is just parked, you'll see that it has a little bit of negative camber. And I didn't really notice that, and I didn't necessarily think anything of it. I didn't think to look at the tires because I didn't know that we had the car cambered out. Obviously I'm exaggerating, but that might be the issue for this, especially since I didn't get an alignment after lowering the front just a bit. So yeah, the tires are completely bald in the front. The rears are still okay, but yeah, so this is a very, very big mistake, and it's been very, very dangerous driving the vehicle. And as soon as we get some new tires, we're going to slap them on the vehicle. Still kind of thinking about what tires to get, but yeah, that's mistake number one, and a pretty expensive one at that. Thankfully the tires need just changing, but expensive nonetheless. On to the second problem, guys. The next mistake is I accidentally buried my wife. I mean, not with this shovel, I'm joking, guys. Actually, very big mistake, a very embarrassing one. Don't judge me too hard. I was in a rush last winter winter just finished, and I was in a rush for a doctor appointment, one that I didn't want to be late for, and I was running a little bit late. So there was a ton of snow. I'm talking thick layer, maybe like 10 centimeters of snow on my car, covering the entire vehicle. And because I was trying to rush, I thought it'd be a great idea. There's a lot of snow on the car. Let's use a snow shovel. Turns out, folks, I hope none of you guys know what happens if you do this, but if you're not extremely delicate and careful, this is what happens, folks. You might need to get a different angle, but there's a ton of scratch marks all over. If you look at the spoiler as well, there's a ton of scratch marks, especially on this side down here. And it doesn't end there, folks. We got scratches. I'm talking roof scratches, hood scratches, side scratches. We got scratches all over like I done fought a cougar in this bitch. And yeah, so me trying to save a few minutes ended up causing some pretty deep scratches on the vehicle. Now this has been extremely detrimental. If you guys think it's bad, imagine how I feel. For those of you guys that remember, this is and has been my dream car since I was a kid growing up, and for me to fuck it up, it truly hurts me. And it did take a chunk out of my motivation to continue working on the car in that moment. And it was tough. It is still tough, but my long-term goals for the car is to have the entire thing resprayed in a black color. We'll get to that in the future when we actually have the means to do that, but one of the final things I do want to do to the car is actually get it completely resprayed. So, and that's something I've wanted to do since I got the vehicle. So it didn't change those plans, or it's not the biggest deal because of those things, but it is such an eyesore to see all these scratches, and to think I thought it was a good idea to use one of these on a vehicle. And I was trying to be delicate, mind you. I was trying to be delicate, but because especially on the trunk, as you guys notice, most scratches are there. Because there's so many angles, the spoilers in the way, the rear glass. I was angling the shovel a little bit to a slant where it was actually partially cutting into the paint while I was shoveling off the snow. So that's a very, very embarrassing mistake. Hopefully you guys have never done something silly like that. If you guys do want to help me feel better, feel free to share what some of your biggest mistakes with your own vehicles were. I'd really appreciate it, but I doubt anybody's going to want to share. But that's what we do over here. But yeah, essentially the paint is the biggest issue with the vehicle. The biggest thing that I'm a little bit sad about, you know, even if you come in to right here from a little bit of a distance, you'll see that there's still the old paint and the new paint from when we took off the racing stripes. So the paint just looks absolutely horrendous, and it's really, really stressful and annoying to, you know, have to see it like this. It's gonna take some time before we're able to fix that, but there's a lot of other things I want to do to the vehicle before we get to that point anyway, which leads us to the future and what's to come on the channel. Let's hop in the back seat and talk about it. All right, guys, so we are in the back seat of the Mustang now. I actually just love this interior. I know people complain about early Fords and stuff like that, but I absolutely love this interior. Anyway, dream car after all. So yeah, I have my phone up because I do have a list of things that I wanted to kind of share with you guys. So a big issue that I was having on the channel creating content is that every video I was trying to do, or every idea I had, always involved me spending some kind of money, and it's usually money that I don't have, and it's still money that I don't have, sadly. We're working on it, but because of that, for me to create a more consistent upload schedule, so to say, and to create more content for you guys, I'm going to be trying to branch out into other creative ideas that don't necessarily cost me anything or cost me a very little amount. So something like this might be nighttime POV drives where we just have a conversation and it's raw sounds of the vehicle driving, you know, and you guys can see me as well as the street. So something that we can just kind of connect on as a nighttime POV kind of thing. That was suggested by a viewer. Speaking of which, if you guys have any suggestions, please do list them for me in a comment. You guys should know I read every single comment. So yeah, that'll definitely reach me, or hit me up on Instagram at Octane Street. Aside from that, we're also going to be doing guides. So some of the best videos, or some of the best performing videos on my channel, and this is kind of the bread and butter foundation that I'm going to try and build, is to do simple car guides, because there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to do simple things like change a battery. And that's one of my first and earlier uploads on the channel, is changing the battery in our Veloster. So videos like that, things like little DIY things, those seem to do really well. So you guys, even though you guys might know already how to change your own oil or something like that, I'm still going to make those guides for the people that don't know how to do it. First of all, to educate people, to help them, but also to help build a foundation and grow on the platform, so that it hopefully opens up more opportunities for us to do, you know, cooler things with the Mustang and more, you know, slightly more expensive videos, so to say. We're also going to continue doing what we've been doing, so little product reviews, things that don't cost too much money, where I test something out that I not only need to do to the car. So like, for example, I might try and learn how to buff paint and correct paint on the Mustang, since there's so many scratches. Not only does it make sense because I plan to get the whole car repainted anyway in the future, but it could also be a perfect platform for me to learn and bring you guys along with me to see which products and techniques work the best on the vehicle. Now that, again, so that's something that costs a little bit of money, so that might be a little bit later down the road, but something for you guys to look forward to nonetheless. There's a lot of things I want to do to the car. I want to have full bolt-ons, so the, you know, long tube headers, mid pipe. I only need the mid pipe right now. But yeah, again, that costs money. So there's a lot of things I do want to do to the vehicle, though. We still do need new wheels. As you guys saw in the Chris Fix super clean video, I think that is the last upload I have to the channel. It didn't necessarily fix the issue, and that's because I believe it's the chrome plating on the wheels actually peeled off, and to get your wheel re-chromed is more expensive than the wheels cost themselves. So it doesn't make sense to fix the wheels. I'm better off buying new wheels. So that's something for the future as well. And of course, when that time comes around, I am going to be relying on you guys to help me choose if I am struggling to choose between a few set of different wheels. So stick around for that. But furthermore, we're also going to be, doing things where I involve my family. We're going to be, I do have a few motorcycle riders in the family that own motorcycles. So learning how to drive a motorcycle, teaching my little brother how to drive a car, using, of course, the Mustang. So things that don't necessarily cost anything, but are still engaging and relative to the Octane Street brand, where, we're just trying to learn things and, do cool stuff with a car that I and hopefully you guys love, being this Mustang platform. And in terms of career-wise, I am currently trying to get back into a mechanic position or an auto body position where we can continue to learn things so that I can also share it with you guys and bring you guys along with that journey as well. So there's a lot of cool things that there's a lot of cool things that I do plan to make happen on the channel. And I'd really, really appreciate every single one of you giving me a second chance and sticking around to see how much of this promise I'm able to keep. And yeah, huge shout out to you guys again that, do show up time and time again. Tad J, I hope you're still around, brother. And I hope you're still looking forward to cool content from your boy. So, of course, as I already mentioned, these things do cost money. And Octane Street, while it is a platform that I want to have as a mutual journey for us, for people who love this platform, being Mustangs and stuff like that, it is something that I do also want to turn into a business. I would love for this to be my full-time career one day in the future and have the means to fund content long-term. I say this because with the release of this video, I am also launching memberships on the channel. You don't need to feel pressured at all to join the memberships. The memberships are going to be for behind the scenes or bonus footage or content. So these are uploads that might have never, ever even been thought about having uploaded to the channel. But, for anyone that wants that little insight or insider kind of look at things, then that's the place to get that kind of footage. So anyone who joins as a member, first of all, you're highly, highly appreciated. But anyone just watching my videos, you're just as appreciated as well. So there's no obligation. You're not going to be missing out on anything that, is main content worthy. So the name I have for our members on the Octane Street channel is actually the Octane Crew. It makes sense for a lot of reasons. If you guys want to know more about it, I can, create a separate unlisted video and link that in the description right below this video for you guys to kind of see what inspired me to come up with that as the name for our membership. But pretty much Octane Crew members, once this video is live, the first video that will be uploaded to members only is my very first time being pulled over ever by a police officer. And yes, it was in this Mustang and it was on the highway, and it might have been because I was speeding. So without spoiling too much, because it is a members only video, it's nothing crazy. You're not missing out on anything, super exciting if you don't watch it. This is something I had no intentions of uploading. I just have the footage from the encounter. And because I'm launching memberships and I do want to give the Octane Crew members something a little extra, that's why I decided to pretty much upload this there for them. So it's a regular encounter. The police officer was pretty cool. He clocked me doing some speeds you shouldn't be doing. And but yeah, if you guys do want to find out more or see how that goes, you can go ahead and join the Octane Crew today by clicking the join button right below the video. It's right around where the subscribe and like buttons are, so feel free to do those as well if you guys are new to the channel. But aside from that, guys, that's kind of what our future is looking like. If you have any questions at all, if I did not go over something in this video, by all means, feel free to ask in that comment section, and you guys know I will get right back to you. So yeah, that's it. We are back. I know I talked a little more than I should have in this video, but as we do here on the Octane Street channel, we could keep going for days. Yeah, any suggestions, comments, questions, concerns, you know where to drop them, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. Y'all didn't think I forgot to give you a cold startup now, did you?